Nepal is a country in Asia with rich historical heritage. I have spoken to its prime minister. He explained to me how his country thrives between its larger neighbors, and he also believes that globalization must serve both the so-called rich and the poor. Take a look. How do you see this ever-increasing changes in geopolitics in the region, for example, and different blueprints? It seems that regional powers, global powers have for the region. Mr. Prime Minister, as someone from Nepal, how do you see these discussions?
I think the changes which are taking place, particularly in geopolitics of the region or globally too, are taking place positively. The relationship, the ties between in our neighborhood, in our regions, yes, or in continent are positively, they are taking shape. The tensions are reducing, the misunderstanding are reducing, the trust is increasing, yeah, and understanding is developing. The trade and commerce, everything, they are increasing. Right. And the bilateral relationship between the countries also are getting better. When there was a situation of mistrust or there was a situation of misunderstanding in the past, those are just turning towards the positive one in the way of better understanding.
How do you see the future of this region?
In 2015, when I took the responsibility as the Prime Minister at that time, the relationship with India were not that much good. We were facing a negative type of situation. But when I took responsibility, within a few months, the situation was turned to positive. Everything were good. And I visited India, and there were very good talks with the Indian leaders, with the Indian Prime Minister and other leaders, and the situation was turned to normal and positive. And now you can understand the situation is very good, and so many new things, right, new symptoms and new attitude we can understand. Yeah. Similarly, we reached with China transit and transport agreement and the protocol to implement those agreements already we completed, and there are positive directions that we are connecting railway connectivity with China and India both to Kathmandu. We have very good relationship with both of our neighbors. We don't play any card against one another.
And you see, these two countries also, yeah, they increasingly work together.
Yeah.
Despite of some of the so-called debate others have about these two, yeah, countries.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very interesting, isn't it?
Yes. We have very clear, stable policies, and we have one China policy very clearly. We don't allow anybody to use our soil against China. Anti-China activity we do not allow in our territory, in our soil. And similarly, we don't want to give any opportunity to use our soil against India also. So we have very balanced neighborhood policy, balanced foreign policy, and we have concentrated ourselves to the development work, yes, and we want to contribute if possible. We want to cooperate or support our neighbors to strengthen their understanding, develop, yeah, their multidimensional friendship and relationship. So our policies are very clear.
What do you think is the most important thing that we have to bear in mind, and as leader for you to think about, very briefly?
Justice is the most important thing that everybody, every country must accept justice to all, playing field for all, and opportunities for all, and particularly the backward person or nation must be given the opportunity to come ahead, or the stronger must bring them, pull them in the front line. And in the name of nationalism or national interest, we shouldn't forget justice. And so-called nationalism, more than we have to be realistic nationalist, and globalization must be just, not for the benefit of few people, few business houses, communities, or the countries, but globalization must be for all. People are talking about democracy also, and dissatisfaction of the people. Of course, when there is poverty, there is hunger, deprived section, how can be happy? Yes. So unhappiness, disgust is the simple expression of the time, expression of the situation. So, and this is a question of awareness also. Yes. They are not ready to tolerate all these things. So we have to go towards, without any pretension, towards justice and a society where social justice and equality is provided to all, and nobody must feel that is suppressed or oppressed or exploited or cheated. No, there must be a just world, just society.